sort of like had a bit of a dry spell when it comes to the heavyweight division, which were for so many years on the Klitschko's, and were basically the heavyweight division was Klitschko, and so we finally, the heavyweight division is breathing again, and I think the fact that the heavyweight division is breathing again, it will bring non-boxing fans to the sport as well, because the fact is, whether boxing fan or not boxing fan, people like to watch a heavyweight fight, and these two, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, have it in their hands to really to make it happen.
As for Canelo, where do you stand in his situation as a promoter? If you're Oscar De La Hoya, you know Oscar very well. How do you deal with this? How do you come back from this? Can you fix it? Is it fixable?
Well, look, I don't really know all the particulars related to the case. I know that 2011, the soccer team in Mexico had issues with contaminated meat, and then we knew that in the same year we had Eric Morales, you know, having issues with that as well. But in a way, it's sort of like become a bit of an old story. Here we are 7 years later, and we're still using the contaminated meat as a framework of why somebody tested positive. You know, by now people should know, athletes should know, not to eat meat in Mexico. So, you know, I mean, yeah, it does pose some question marks. I personally, I know Canelo very well. I don't think that Canelo is a cheat, you know. I don't know enough of the facts, but you know, at the same time, I think I can see why the Nevada Commission is doing what they're doing, because if they let that go, then the next time somebody tests positive, and he's going to, guess what, blame the Mexican meat again. So where does that stop? It's got to stop somewhere. Only if it stops somewhere, athletes are going to be more careful what they eat, because they know whatever excuse they're going to come up with is not going to fly. The fact is, you test positive, you're going to get suspended. And you, as an athlete, it's your responsibility to ensure that what you put in your mouth is, in fact, something which is permitted.
There's a lot of great young fighters out there with so much potential. You guys have a batch of them. There's Spence, there's Thurman. But is this detrimental to boxing that Canelo's in the situation, the face of boxing? Now we don't have a big fight on May 5th, and boxing is used to that big fight at least twice a year. You know, now we're left with nothing for the time being until they clear it up on April 18th.
Well, the good news is we're always, as being a boxing fan, I cannot remember a period where we had that many great fights on a consistent manner, and the way Showtime has stepped up to deliver these great fights weekend after weekend is just absolutely mind-blowing, and I think that really makes up for the disappointment here with May 5th. But it's funny that you asked that. I was thinking last night the same. I was always looking forward on May 5th to sit at home, either if I didn't promote the fight, sit at home and watch it, or if I promote the fight, the whole excitement of fight week activities of a Cinco de Mayo weekend, particularly in Las Vegas. And yes, you know, it's a void, and I sure hope it's not going to happen again. But you know, Canelo hopefully is going to fight later on in the year, and we're going to look forward to maybe a September fight. And I don't know exactly what Golovkin is doing. You know, he's trying to really force hard a fight for May 5th. And sometimes, you know, when you force too hard and there's no apparent option or opponent, sometimes it's better just to take a step back and say, you know what, I want to let that one go, because I'm not really going to do myself from a legacy point of view a favor, and I'm not really going to do the fight fans a favor. And maybe it's better just to wait and fight Canelo in September, hopefully.
He's been reduced to the StubHub Center on regular HBO. Does that show that he's maybe not the star that they think he is, and they do need Canelo more than what they think they do? And some people feel they kind of talked their way out of the May 5th fight to some extent, and they do want to blame them to some extent. Where do you stand on that if you kept?
Well, I don't think, I mean, I look at the StubHub Center as the mecca of boxing here in the Western United States. I think it's an absolutely fantastic venue. Fighting at the StubHub Center, there's nothing wrong with that. I think, you know, the length you have to promote is not good. The fact that you don't really have an option. I mean, I'm hearing names like Spike Sullivan. I'm hearing names of Honest Martrosian, you know. I mean, is this really what we want to see? That's what I'm saying. I think in a way, you even harm yourself by doing things like that. I think it's better, as I said, to take a step back and say, hey, you know what, maybe I'm better off moving the fight into June and see if I can make. That's what I would do if I would be Tom Loeffler. But you know, Tom knows what he's doing, so I don't want to like belittle him or so. But I would probably take a step back, wait until June. I read reports that Billy Joe Saunders would be available sometime in June. You go for a unification bout that takes care of these looming issues with some of the other mandatories he would have, and you go and have now enough time to promote it. It's a World Championship unification bout for all the belts. I think he had 3 now. That would be the 4th one. That would be for the undisputed middleweight championship. So that seems to be, to me, a much better option than fighting Spike Sullivan or Wanderers Martroshev. And okay, so you can't fight in May, but you know what? Why do you need to fight in May? You're not Mexican anyway. So you go into
Mexican
June.
Style.
The Mexican style, yeah.
Richard, is it going to be difficult for Canelo to